Yeah.
Yeah, this was originally, I think there was a wall here, and these were 2 bedrooms.
And that's how they heated them. Isn't that neat? And this started out, it feels like this started out as part of a porch also. Like they knew they were gonna add on and they made this like great big huge porch. And I don't feel like they finished this room first. I feel like they made it like a room, but they finished it as a room afterwards. So like they could have created the porch and this as a patio, as a porch with an overhang, but this was still open because they didn't really have any need for it, and so they didn't, what it was is you had to find firewood here to keep warm.
Right.
And so they didn't want to have to heat things that they didn't have to. So this feels like an extra that was eventually closed in, but was just part of all this. And the intent was to do that. Excuse me, and that's why it was built like this, and also for the summer, of course, it's a lot cooler with all these windows and cross ventilation and things like that. So this was the afterthought, but it was the before thought because it was built just for that. And oh, I feel like there was. And you know what? I feel like they did gambling out here.
Did what?
They did gambling out here. It was just like tons of card playing and money and whatever. I mean, that's what I feel. I don't feel like this. They didn't want to call this a bar, but they just did a lot of gambling and a lot of wagering here. I mean, they'd wager on anything. They'd wager what time the sun came up the next
Right.
night. That's what I feel like.
Right, and in the 20s when it was a dude ranch, that's what the people did. They played cards. This is a painting from the 30s.
Oh my God, is that?
So that's looking out, in this direction.
Oh, isn't that cool? Oh my God, that's exquisite. Absolutely exquisite. But that's what I feel. I feel like they did small-time gambling, and not as a bar, but just small-time gambling. And this is where they did it. And there was booze if you wanted it, but they didn't encourage it. Like, even then I feel whoever was here had a more idea about a more healthy lifestyle. Like this was always the idea that it should be a healthy place for people to come. But they had that like for the just in case diehards. Somebody walks in and says, "I'm sorry, I just need to have that."
We'd fit right in, right?
Yeah, they just so they'd go to the lock cabinet and pull out what they had. Oh, interesting. Yeah, this was precocious. And I feel that's why they did it out here, because they smoked and did it out here. And so the smoke wasn't in the house. They didn't have to have the smoke in the house. But yeah, slap that down. What do you mean? Like people yelling at each other.
Yeah, and then this is where we really get the fires going in here.
Oh, how neat.
There you go. Sort of our hangout spot in the winter,
Oh, I
especially
can
get
see.
all the fires going and hole up and watch movies.
Oh, I could see why you'd do that. This is a really homey room. That's what this was all about. Also, that's all cooking equipment in there.
So this I feel like was the original kitchen.
Yeah, this feels like the original house. This right here on the bottom feels like the house. So they porched it. Oh, they did 3, huh? Actually porched it all the way around, that's what the Spaniards did. They had, the whole house was porched so that you could have everything that you needed. Like, everything is porched so that you could go out in different seasons of the year and enjoy it. But I had a very small area that they just kind of recommended for sure. Oh, this is neat. But yeah, this is house. This is home. This is where I did everything. This is, it's really interesting because I feel like they set up little corners for like where the kids could be. Like even then they thought about the privacy of children. Even though the people were in the same room as you, they thought about the privacy of people. And so I feel like they gave like catty corners to the kids, like, you know, a girl could sit over here and do some embroidery, and then a young boy could sit over here and do some carving, wood carving. I feel there were wood carvers, people who knew how to work with beautiful pieces of wood and make a lot of wood carvings in here. And so they could do their little corners of the room, and everybody could be in the room together. But okay, we have a second story? No, this is
No, there's a
it.
little attic.
Okay, so this was the everything room. This was the whole thing. So obviously this was bedroom, do it. And I feel like Mom and Dad were over there so they could see everything. But in the summer, everybody spread out, and these all became like bedrooms, sleeping bedrooms. So they could stand each other throughout, you know, there's the short Tucson winter that we have. They could stand each other in here for that because it didn't last very long. And the weather was different then. The weather was much different then. We actually had milder winters then. So in the winter, you could even find people sleeping out on the porches because it was so mild. But this was like the do-it-all room, you're right, the everything room, the comfy room where everybody came in and did that. I also feel that if we're talking about the same family, which, all right, we're talking about the same family, that the mom for this family, where there's a girl in this corner, there's a boy in this corner, that mom died in this room. There's somebody just took off and went to spirit in this room. Maybe some of the other houses, but I didn't pick that up. But in this house, for sure, a female entity left. And she left in